talking earlier.
Oh. Well, you must have been kind of a young kid in '48, weren't you?
Well, I was 7 that spring, and we were supposed to get REA at our house that summer.
I was going to say, I remember as a kid when Second and Raleigh flooded. My dad had a boat out there in the street, and you know that intersection still floods to this day.
Yeah, probably. Well, if it
Because my basement in my building on Main Street there's had water in it twice since I've lived in it, and it just builds up over.
meeting to order. Roll call, Mark, please.
Genslinger. Here. Jerza.
Here.
Larson.
Here.
Osterloo.
Here.
Penny. Schmitz. Sonny.
Here.
Kosher. Here. We have a quorum.
All right. Declaration of conflict of interest. The agenda has been approved, or has been provided to us. Do any of you here sitting at this table and listening to us on the telephone have any conflict of interest in any of those items on the proposed agenda? Hearing none, we are going to move to approving the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded that the agenda be approved as presented. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Genslinger.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes?
Jerza.
Yes.
Osterloo.
Yes.
Sonny.
Yes.
Motion carried.
For those of you who may be watching us on TV, because we have one of our members that is with us telephonically, we do have to have a roll call on all of the items that are voted on. Previous minutes of the 13th of March were also provided in the packet.
We do need to amend the minutes. On number 7, the applicant was not present, and then I had obnoxious instead of noxious weeds in the vacation discussion, so we need to amend it for that.
Or noxious, weeds obnoxious.
The applicant called and requested it be amended.
Whatever.
Move to approve as amended. Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the minutes be approved as amended. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, I assume you're ready to vote. Mark, your turn.
Osterloo.
Yes.
Sonny.
Yes.
Genslinger.
Yep.
Jerza.
Yes.
Larson.
Yep.
Motion carried.
The next meeting should be the 10th of April. Do I hear a motion for the blanket?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded that the blanket be approved for the 10th of April. Discussion. Hearing none, I assume you're ready to vote. Your turn again, Mark.
Sonny.
Yes.
Osterloo.
Yes.
Jerza.
Yes.
Genslinger.
Yes.
Larson.
Yep.
Motion carried.
Next item, plan approval, Cromer Plumbing at 1900 North Main, Zoned Highway Business District. Looks like they're looking for a sign.
No, they're actually moving their whole business out here from off of the bypass. They purchased the Shopko building, or in the process of purchasing the old Shopko building, so they'll be moving everything out here. So they're giving us a plan for the signage that's going to be out there, where they're going to have employee parking. They're going to have fenced off onto the north side of the building there for storage. Outside storage and contractor storage yard are both permitted uses in the highway business district. Applicants are here. Do you have any further questions for them at all?
Anybody got a question? Going to be a good use of the building, and I can understand why they want the secure storage outside.
Are you still gonna allow the semis to go back there? From
Sorry?
off of, are you still gonna allow the semis to go, turn off of, which street is that?
Fair Oaks.
Fair Oaks and run along all the way to Coburn's and that? I see there's a lot of semis doing that.
Yes.
So are you still allowing that?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe there's an easement back there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple of easements that are there.
Okay. No, I was just saying, there's a plenty of traffic there, so I just.
Okay, what do we need to do, Mark?
Just recommendation, or excuse me, this just stays with planning commission, so it's motion to approve and vote on.
Okay,
How are you gating that fenced area, Frank? How are you gating the fenced area? Is it off the east or west?
One on the east, one on the west.
Okay.
So, I mean, it'll literally be a drive-through
Okay.
when we're open.
Out
That
the
screen,
east?
is that screened fencing or open chain link fencing?
If you look on the picture there, it's a chain link fence with the privacy slats in it,
Okay.
6 foot high. Same thing we've got in our shop now, 6 foot high, and then the security wire above that.
Okay.
Did I answer your question on the gating? I'm sorry.
Are you going in the west and out the east or the other direction? Or doesn't it matter?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's for our use for to put stuff in. I think we'll have one on both sides.
Okay. Well, I'm glad somebody's using that building for something. It's nice to see.
yeah, thank you for your comments, Mr. Cromer. I should have made you introduce yourself, but those of us sitting around the table and can see you all know you, so. But for the folks that are, again, maybe watching us on TV, Mr. Cromer has explained some things that we had questions of, or for. Do I hear any further questions or discussion? If not, we are ready for a motion. City folks, do you have any issues?
Joe Schrader, Public Works Director. We do not.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the plan be approved. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none. Mark, it's your turn again.
Genslinger,
Yes.
Jerza,
Yes.
Osterloo,
Yes.
Sonny,
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, next item. A plat of Canal Tract Number 1, a subdivision of the southeast quarter section of Township 104, Section 31, 104, 60 north, 60 west of the 5th parallel meridian, City of Mitchell, Davidson County, South Dakota. I can remember when this first came to us, and I thought it was already taken care of. Don Peterson, I see you sitting back there smiling. I understand you're the attorney of record.
I am. That's correct.
Uh,
But I thought I'd let, Paul Ryland is also here, and Paul drew out the plat, and so I'd like Paul to come up and kind of address what, he can probably answer most of the questions.
We did receive a updated plat that is in the packet. It's just got some different verbiage in the owner's certificate for the right-of-way area with it. There will be some more stuff after the plat is approved with the city and the owners.
Yep.
But
City guys, I remember when this original plat and original thing happened before this body. And my understanding was that this was all going to be taken care of at that time. I know we have approved a bunch of the individual plats over the years. I'm surprised that it's coming before us at this time. Somebody must not have dotted an I or crossed a T someplace along the line. Anybody got any questions for Paul and Don and city folks? I think you've been involved in this from day one, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess depends on what you consider day one. If you want to go way back to when it was constructed and everything, I mean, it sure seemed like the intent at that time was for this to be essentially treated as right-of-way, which is what the intent of the plat and the dedication is that you've got in front of you, so.
So basically, you're telling us it's a cleanup thing that could have been done a long time ago.
It sure seems that way. I don't remember if there was any discussion in front of this board, but within the last couple of months, there was an issue brought forward with the county about the taxation on that land, and that's kind of what prompted a review of the history, and that's what gave rise to there needing to be a plat and dedication to kind of clean up the history on it.
Yeah, I would agree with everything Justin said. And Jay, I was also around, although I didn't work on this particular project, but so that was done years ago. When Chuck Macheski Sr. Was working on this, kind of the plan was this would happen, and then he put in a bridge across South Harmon, North Harmon, so going to Lake Mitchell. He was told by the Corps of Engineers working on it that you won't own this property, the canal anymore, and everything's always been platted that way. It's been platted down to the line, and at some point the county stopped assessing it, and then recently the county decided that because this plat had never been completed, that they would have to start assessing it, and so we're just trying to kind of clean that up.
And Paul, you were involved in the original platting, I think, weren't you, way back when?
With pretty much all the plats
Yeah.
to date, yes. I think we all were under the assumption that the Corps' comment
I know
took
that
rank.
none of these folks that are sitting on this table with me today were here when that happened, but I was. And I agree that I always thought it was going to be taken care of. So.
Well, remember, at the time I think that was done, it was originally in the county, right?
Yes.
This area, and so,
Yeah.
so something got just missed in the process between county, city, and that, so we're just here trying to clean that up.
Any questions? If nobody's got any problem, then we need a motion.
This is Jerry, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded that the plat be approved. Discussion on the motion. I think we've had enough discussion. Mark, it's your turn.
Genslinger.
Yep.
Jerza.
Yes.
Osterloo.
Yes.
Sonny.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next item on this agenda is recommendation on an alley vacation.
So we received another petition for a vacation. There were a couple different landowners with this one. It's down where you just approved the rezone from R3 to highway business for Woodstruck. A few years ago, Ivy Street was vacated, and I believe there was some discussion when that was being vacated that the alley would be vacated at some point as well. For whatever reason, it just never came to fruition. It has such come to fruition. I checked it, register of deeds, I didn't find any easements that are going down that alleyway at all. So it meets all criteria from the petition standpoint of it, and the city not having any, it's an undeveloped alley that was platted back in the day. So if it were to be vacated, each landowner gets their half of the alley, an extra 8 feet. Applicants are here if you have any questions for them at all.
Anybody got any questions?
More of an administrative question, but when we vacate these and the plats get, or the properties get extended the 8 feet, we have to go back and replat all those properties?
No, their legal just says lot 1 of block 6 plus the adjacent alley.
Half of the alley or something?
East half of the alley. Yeah.
I guess we're ready for a motion.
Now, not typically in favor of giving it back, but we did it last meeting with an alley and not a street. I think this is a good fit for giving it back, be an approval. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, city folks, you've heard the motion, you got any issues?
Joe Schrader, Public Works Director. No issues. In new plats, we do not have alleys in them now. We have no issue giving back alleys when they're requested to be vacated. The city has no utilities in there, but the verbiage is in there to retain an easement for any utilities that are in there.
Other discussion, other questions? Hearing none, Mark, your turn.
Sonny,
Yes.
Osterloo,
Yes.
Jerza,
Yes.
Genslinger,
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Is there any other business to come before this board at this time? Hearing none or seeing no one coming to the podium, it is now time for public input. If you need to address the planning commission on an item that was not on the agenda, excluding personnel items, please come forward to the podium and state your name and your concern. Presentations are limited to 3 minutes. Items that will be considered at this time, no action will be taken. Seeing no one come to the podium, we are adjourned.